making an investment like this from the means that I had, it was a huge testament to how the integrity of this company has brought this technology to the public, especially when you look at the actual price point that it's at. I mean, there are units that are not as effective that are sold for nearly twice as much out there. And I'm very, very happy with this choice because it put me right into that range of having highly effective technology at a very affordable price point for me. I've been using the bed since February, so we're now in September. So that puts us into about 7 months.
So in that time, what has been your experience from a financial point of view, as well as from helping your patients?
The change in my practice has been rather immense, going from seeing, people on the hour to now seeing roughly 4 times that. The design of the technology it's applicable to really keeping a rotation of 4 patients per hour coming and going, which raises the prospects significantly as to how many people we can serve, which from my standpoint has been the primary object. And then from there, looking at what comes from the financial advantages has put me into a position of being a lot more prosperous from the get-go. I was within the first 2 months in the black after spending a fair amount of money on advertising to draw in the new basis. But the public is very responsive to red light therapy right now. I find that there's a tremendous amount of talk in the narrative about it and its effects, which obviously has a lot to do with the recent innovations as to its intensity and the ability that we have to tune in the vibration of the light so that we're getting a lot more results as compared to 5-10 years ago, which I remember in my initial explorations of it were not much more than skin deep as to what we'd be able to do with red light back at that time, at least from the units that I was using. And after giving it some good thought, though, and choosing what I felt through the Trifecta system to be the most effective way to offer what I wanted to offer to my patients, which were, primarily metabolic issues and pain management were the main things that I've been dealing with. But what I found is that the actual psychological effects that are coming from it are also extremely useful to looking at the notion of patient retention, because not only does someone feel better from the inside out as to addressing their pain issues or the various ways that we're presenting this, we also get a sense of someone just feeling a lift every time they come in and use it, which is a very important task to getting results. The willingness to keep coming back just because there's that sense of, why do I sit in line for 15 minutes at a Starbucks coffee shop to get a $8 coffee? It, to me, makes no human sense, but I find myself continuously doing it. And I think that there is an effect on how it is that's happening within the body where you're feeling an immediate desire to return. And my retention rate has been astounding. I'm already 2/3 capacity within 7 months of use. And you definitely have to look at the initial booting period of a couple of months to actually get patients in and getting them started, which would pretty much bring it down to about a 5-month window of really what it takes to get those numbers up. But I'm seeing a constant uptick in the willingness, and probably be investing in another one in the next 4 or 5 months. So yeah, I'm very happy with the result. It takes really nothing out of you to run the system, because having the practice management software in place, having the staffing there that can actually handle the numbers, it really sets free, at least for me, to be more of a caregiver and to just be on the hosting end of things, which is unstressing my working objects here, which has been primarily just doing the things that the chiropractors and the physical therapists just don't want to do, which is a pretty hard, heavy job when it comes to massage therapy. So it was all in all, a very, very good choice. It was a risk that I was willing to take after meeting Carl, whom I immediately resonated with and trusted. And in making an investment like this from the means that I had, it was a huge testament to how much integrity I feel like he has, and how the integrity of this company has brought this technology to the public, especially when you look at the actual price point that it's at. I mean, there are units that are not as effective that are sold for nearly twice as much out there. And I'm very, very happy with this choice because it put me right into that range of having highly effective technology at a very affordable price point for me.
Wow, that's beautiful. So let me ask you a question. Is there anyone that stands out in your mind where they say things like, "Thank you for giving me my life back"? Do you have people like that?
Absolutely, every day. And that's really the most wonderful part of the job, actually, is to see those changes in people that are suffering and find relief, finally. And that relief can be on many different levels, from the physical to the existential angst that many feel based on certain imbalances where, for instance, I have a couple of people coming out of cancer therapy at the moment that have been really wasted by the chemotherapy, and they're building themselves up beautifully within the first month. You can just see it on their faces. They're lighting up and the vigor is coming back into their eyes and their expression. Orthopedic issues as well. People will come in and claim from the moment they walk in to the moment they walk out, the pain is gone. Thank you. I look forward to seeing you next week. When you can offer a very real opportunity to do so at an affordable way of doing it, it's an obvious answer. This is the alternative.